Hey, what's up, everybody? Ron Harris here, MD Online Editor, and judging just wrapped up for day one of the Tampa Pro. I did not watch the very first round, which was female bodybuilding, fitness, women's physique, and figure, but I did just watch 212 and Classic, and they're starting men's physique now. But I know most of our viewers are into the 212 and Classic, so that's what I'm going to get into. Before I start, I want to let you know, please check out interview right here on this channel I did last night with Hunter Labrada. Hunter talked about a lot of subjects, and we did it all in 15 minutes. So you don't have to be taking an hour or 2 hours out of your day to listen to it. 15 minutes, short and sweet, but we covered a lot of ground. Hunter Labrada, who is going up tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys. The Open is tomorrow. This is a 3-day show, actually. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yesterday, they did Masters for all the divisions. Everything, like over 35, 40, 50, 55 for every single division. Took them all day and night. And today, they're doing half the open classes, or I hate to say open. So anyway, let's get into it, guys. 212 bodybuilding. Looks like it's going to come down to two guys who I did not talk about a lot on the preview that I did with Giles yesterday. We actually did talk about the first guy because Giles was familiar with Mohamed Mbabi from Egypt. Very impressed. This is the first time I've seen Mohamed Mbabi from Egypt. Man, what a big and ripped guy. Color was great, thick. Condition was right on point. He's battling out with a very thick guy from Brazil, Fabrício de Souza Moreira. Very short, thick dude. He is jacked. Huge arms, huge legs, back, hamstrings. Waist is a little tiny bit blocky, but my God, he is a freak. He is a freak, this guy, Fabrício. Also in that call out, the guy I had favored to win, Diego Montoya from Miami Beach, the white gorilla. I thought he looked really good. Condition was a little bit off the best I've seen, and maybe that was the deciding factor. Also in that first call out, we had, it was just those three. It was a three-man call out. Yeah. 25, 20, 30, I'm sorry, 31. Rob Taylor, no, he wasn't in that. So anyway, it's coming down to those three guys. If I had to pick, I don't know. I think I'd probably go with Mohamed. He's got a really clean look to the physique. They're both very good. We're gonna find out. I bet they're very, very close. I was actually surprised they didn't do a two-man call out. Also, I'm sorry, in that first call out was also Jason Nguyen, Nguyen from Canada. First time I've seen him. People were telling us to look out for him, and they were right. He is very, very good, Jason. So 212 title is going to come down to Mohamed Mbabi and Diego Montoya. I'm sorry, not Diego. Fabrício de Souza Moreira. The finals for that are today at 4 p.m. Eastern. It's coming right up. That's what I like about these Tim Gardner shows is they wrap up early because they're going to do they have a big NPC show with it, and they do the finals for the NPC athletes after the pros. So it's good to be getting done. So Classic, huge class. It was about 30 guys. Honestly, I wasn't overly impressed. Nobody jumped out at me as like, oh my God, this guy could be top 5, top 6 in Olympia. I didn't see anybody like that. But it definitely came down to two young men. Carlos Dahmer, where's Carlos from? Miami, Florida, shocking. And Matt Grego. Matt is from Pennsylvania, young guy. He just took second at the show in, I think it was Atlanta a couple weeks ago. Matt is coming on strong. They're very, very close. Carlos poses better. He's really got the classic, the transitions, the drama. He's got all that down pat. Matt is, this is his first season as a pro. I think he's only like 23, 24 years old. He's, still finding his way in the division and as a pro. I'm sure we're just seeing the very tip of the iceberg as far as how good Matt's going to be. But man, I was impressed. They were both in great shape. Neither one of them was really blowing the other one away. So it's going to come down to a close decision between those two. Also in that first call out, it was 3 guys, and the other guy was Camilo Diaz, who was one of my favorites to win. But it was clear to me that they didn't have him in contention when they did a couple more call outs after that first call out, and then they did another call out, and they brought Camilo out for that. So if you're in contention for the win, they don't do that. They don't bring you out with a bunch of guys who are probably going to be 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, something like that. They don't do that. So yeah, that's how it's looking right now, guys. Let's go to take some of your questions. Why not? Let's see, because I'm sure a lot of you just want to know, when's the Open? Let's see. Let me bring this up. I like to interact with you guys. That's why we do it. Fabio Jr. Brazil, Fabricio. Yeah, Fabricio is very, very good. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins. Mohamed's very good too. They're both. Another Brazilian, Idras Brito. Fabricio Moreira, Brazil. Diego, yeah, Hassan. Diego is probably going to be third. I'm saying he's a solid third. Jaquelo, no, this is bringing out all the Brazilians. We love you guys. Fabricio Moreira is jacked. Yeah, he is thick. Raymond Jones, poor Diego. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see these two guys coming. I'd never even heard of Mohamed before I did the preview with Giles. I had no idea who he was, but, you know, Egypt and Brazil are pumping out some amazing athletes in all divisions, so it's really not that surprising. Let's see. Mohit, hello, Ron. You know what about Roy, athlete just similarly competed classic? Yeah, Amit was not in the first call-out. I thought he looked really good. And the first call-out was 8 guys. It was a big call-out. I was like, when are they going to call Amit? They didn't call him. He was in the second call-out, so likely he's going to be somewhere toward the end of the top 10, 8, 9, 10. I thought he looked really good. I'm a little surprised he didn't get a better look today. Fabricio has it, says Tim. Myself, Fabricio can win this game? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mohamed looks good. Fabricio, they're both very, very good. I wouldn't want to have to pick a winner between those two, honestly. Jaquelo, I wish Moreira would get it. They should make us two-man pose down to the side. They didn't need to, I guess. I guess they saw it. I was surprised they didn't do that too. They're not really following some of the general format rules that I see so often at these shows today. Caxiero, Fanatico, Fabricio is jacked, yeah. Who do you think will win the 212 M12? It's tough, man. It's Fabricio and Mohamed are very, very close. They're both very, very good. I'm trying to nitpick. Let me look at some notes that I wrote on each one. So, that's classic, my bad. So here's what I wrote for Mohamed. Wow, big and ripped, glutes were in, color, thick. And Fabricio, I wrote short and thick, huge arms and legs, great back, hamstrings. Like I said, his waist is a little bit blocky, a little bit. It's not like he doesn't have a gut or anything. It's just a structure thing. I don't know if it's going to come down to that. Sometimes they have to be so nitpicky. If two guys are very, very close, you got to start finding the stupidest flaws to have one beat the other. What else are you going to do? You can't have a tie. There's no ties in bodybuilding. Let's see, what else? Raymond Jones, Matt took second in Chicago. Thank you. Used to be a men's physique. Yeah. Very young guy. He's going to do very well. How did Logan Guthrie look? Logan. So you're talking about from Texas. Logan looks good. I really think he needs to bring up his arms to match his legs. It was distracting. And, you need a balanced physique in every division, but classic is about balance and proportion. Logan, I think if he brings up those arms, it's going to help his physique tremendously. His legs are pretty good. Let's see. How did Logan Guthrie look? M12 says, I think Mbabi won that 212 show hands down. I wouldn't say hands down. But he's definitely top 2, as is Fabricio. It's one of those guys who's going to win. How did Rob Taylor do? So that was that also classic? Rob Taylor? Yeah. Rob had really good legs. He was not in the first call out. I think he was in the second call out, so he's not in the top 8. Another guy, I think, a little more upper body to match the legs would do him well, Rob Taylor. Let's see. Elias Pinheiro. Fabricio's condition is great. Yeah, Mohamed is too, though. Mohamed is an Olympian athlete. He did compete last year's Olympia. Oh, see, I have a list on my wall of the top 10. So he was out of the top 10. So I missed him. Fabricio is the best. The lineup is great overall. I wasn't I wasn't overly impressed with the 212 of the classic. And I'm obviously have very high standards. I want to see a lot of big names. I want to see great, even if they're not big names. I want to see like Olympia caliber physiques, people who are battling for that spot at the Olympia. Didn't see a lot of people so far that I thought would have been, taken seriously on the Olympia stage where they'd have a good look. I'm not saying they're not going to make it to the Olympia. A lot of people make it. We had 59. If Logan Franklin had dropped out, we would have had 60 guys in Classic. There were 59 last year. That was a huge, huge class for Olympia. BR means Brazil, I guess. Greg Ulysse, pro from Montreal, Canada, joining us. What's up, Ron? Hunter looks crazy, but I think John will make it interesting because he's so complete. Yeah, I don't think Hunter's going to have an easy time with Jonathan. I don't think he's going to blow him out of the water and make him look, like a... Jonathan's a big dude. He's in great shape. He's had, since Chicago, he's had a couple weeks to tighten up. So we'll see what happens. How many shows left to qualify for the Olympia? So in the U.S., there's only 2 more shows to qualify. There is Texas Pro 2 weeks from tomorrow, and then there's Legion Sports first weekend in October. There are 3 more shows in Europe too. There's a France show, an Italy show, and I think the other one's in Spain. So there are a total of 5 more shows left to qualify for the Olympia. 2 in the U.S., 3 in Europe. How did Matt Grego do first call out? Matt might win. It's definitely between him and this guy, Carlos Dahmer. I've seen Carlos before. He's very good. So Matt's at least second. It was very clear. It was a 2-man call out, the last call out. Judges were obviously making sure they got a really good look at both of them, because when it's close like that, you want to make sure you're not missing anything. M12, I can't wait for tomorrow. Open show to see Hunter. He's looking dangerous. Texas again. Andrew will be excited. Yeah, so just to let you know the schedule, guys, for the finals for this, the divisions we just talked about at 4 p.m. today. Tomorrow, judging is going to start at 11:30 a.m. for wellness, bikini, and open. I'm sure open will be last, so open will probably go on, I'm going to guess, around 12:30. Finals for all 3 of those divisions at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. So the whole show, the whole pro show tomorrow should be wrapped up by 5:30, 6 p.m., I'm guessing. And the web stream is on timgardnerproductions.com. The web stream, the webcast, the pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. What else we got? Yeah, it's going to be a good show. I mean, Hunter's looking crazy. Like I said, please check out that interview on this channel that posted a couple hours ago. Also, if you want to check out MD Global Muscle that posted Wednesday, Lewis Breed was on there. Milos was on again. And who was the other guy? I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a great episode. But yeah, tomorrow, obviously, the big day. But I'm going to be back in a few hours with the final results for 212 and Classic. So that's it, guys. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video if you like it. Turn on notifications. Let's see. Jake Weller says, I had the Asian guy in 212 in top 2, Fabrizio 1, Mohammed 3rd. So you had Jason win. Yeah, Jason looked very good, for sure. He could take 3rd. Yeah. Hunter, the show is Hunter, the Hunter show. The show is weak. Yeah, I'm 12. I think the only one that Lewis Breed from UK he's UK, but he's representing Dubai, where he's been living and training. I think Lewis Breed's going to give him he's going to look good up there. He'll be first call. John De La Rosa, obviously. Fred Smalls jumped in. Nate Spear, Joe Thomas. Yeah, I mean, we're trying to figure out why are the lineups so small? What's going on? And I think taking away the point system really did affect the numbers, at least in the U.S. The European bodybuilders still seem to be coming out with good numbers at their shows for the open bodybuilding, but the U.S. shows, we're seeing some of the weakest lineups in terms of numbers in a long time. And I think taking away the point system, we wanted to make the Olympia a little more streamlined. We didn't want to have 300 plus athletes in the Olympia this year. It only would have it's only really saving us 2 people, but now it looks like it had the unwanted effect of taking these shows down in numbers. A lot of people are not competing because I guess they don't see. I think my guess is a lot of the pros don't feel that they can win a show. They feel like they could probably place in a few shows and maybe get enough points to go to the Olympia, but I think a lot of them know if anybody that's like an Olympia caliber guy that's been top 10 in the Olympia shows up, they're not beating them. So I think a lot of them are just avoiding great competition. They don't want to get beat. Did I see Rob Waterhouse in Classic? Yeah, he was okay. Nothing. I wasn't overly impressed. No offense. Like I said, I didn't see really anybody today in Classic that I said, wow, this guy's going to push Bumstead. Obviously that's being a little ridiculous, but you know what I mean. There are a lot of Classic shows where I've seen someone I'm like super impressed, and I say immediately this guy's going to be first, at the worst, second call out at the Olympia. I didn't see anybody today that would fit that category. They should bring back the point system. They probably will next year. I'm guessing they're going to. Fabrizio. Greg Ulisse says, normally Tampa was a stacked show, and this year's not the strongest. I agree. Tampa, a few years back, they broke the record for most competitors, which was 310 or something at a pro show. And I think they broke it again. I think they did like 302, and then a year later they broke it with like 310. So they've had some huge numbers at Tampa before. They still have big numbers in a lot of the divisions. Classic was packed. It's just the Open. It's the Open. And that's across the board. It's not just representative of this show. We've seen the Open classes the past few shows. Smaller than they've been. So something's going on. It's because they increased the weight cap. Yeah, well, they only announced that 2 days ago, so it really didn't affect anybody. It wasn't like anybody could have changed their prep. They didn't have any time to adjust. And they get more weight. It's not like they had to come in lighter than they thought they did. So I don't think it really bothered anybody. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I appreciate you watching so much. Put your notifications on. Oh, thanks, Dan. Glad you liked the Hunter interview. And we'll be back in a few hours, sometime around 5:30, I'm guessing, with the results for both of these divisions, 212 and Classic. Maybe I'll have the other results too. We'll see. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.